Previously on Balance HD.
Everything's set. Let's do this.
Golf 007, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots. 185 on the heading, 180 on the speed Golf 007. Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me. Reduce 160 to 40, 124.
Hello there guys, hope you're all well and welcome to another challenging approach video. Now, today we are in New Zealand, and more specifically landing at Queenstown. This was requested probably about 500 times in the last year, and I still haven't gotten around to recording it, so I figured today would be a really good time to do that. I'm going to give you a little pre-note. If you follow me on Facebook, and you will have seen the status that I posted about the visibility. I'm using real world weather, and I always do in my videos, and sometimes that chucks things in my way in the form of crap visibility today, it would seem, and maybe a little bit to the point of it being slightly below minimums. So, it has cleared up a little bit. I'm sorry again if you suffer with motion sickness, or you have it. I'm using TrackIR to look around. TrackIR is now making a full comeback in all of my videos, because I like to be able to look around, and unfortunately the middle mouse button moving around with EasyDock doesn't always work in Windows 8, which causes me a lot of headaches and a lot of frustration. So for ease and the ability to record as quickly as I need to, I am using TrackIR. So it's going to be runway 23. Initially it's an RNAV approach, the RNAV Golf approach, as far as a fix called Quebec November 611. And then from Quebec November 611 it's a right hand visual circuit for runway 23. Never flown it, no idea what I'm supposed to do. I'm looking at the chart. I've asked a real world pilot for his advice this morning on how to do it. He's given me a few hints and a few tips, so I've taken those on board, and I'll kind of run through exactly how I've set it up. So I'll leave the link to the chart so you can see exactly what we're doing. If you are looking at the page with the charts on, there's actually two charts. It's the bottom one, so the RNAV GNSS Golf, not the Foxtrot. The Foxtrot's for the other runway, or something like that anyway. It just doesn't make sense for what we're trying to do. So we're coming in from the north. Let me put it into plan mode so you can see this. Zoom it in. At the moment we... Actually, let me use the other FMC. There we go. Actually no, because that's for the other side. Let's use this one. So we're heading towards Gosper, and then it's a left turn to Magba, and then from Ugped, which is this fix here, is exactly where the RNAV arrival starts. So we are to cross Ugped between 12,000 feet and 10,000 feet, so at or above 10,000, no higher than 12. Descending down to cross a place, sorry, I just clicked on my other screen, to cross a place called Ikaba, which is the final approach fix at 7,700 feet. So you'll see that it's kind of going along, and then it turns right at Onadu, and then from that down to Ikaba, and you can see the step descents here. The aim is to end up overhead Quebec November 603 at 4,100 feet, and then from that we go to Quebec November 611, and then from Quebec November 611 we do a kind of right hand circuit. Sorry, every time I look right I'm looking at the chart on my other screen. It's a right hand circuit around the Quebec November VOR, the Queenstown VOR. This isn't published as such, I'm just going off the chart with a little bit of visual reference. So on the fix page I have, well I did have before it's disappeared, we'll put it back in. So On the fixed page, I did have runway 23 with a range of 4 miles, so I can make that visual circuit. You'll see it there if I just zoom out. And also I have the Quebec November VOR, there you go, on page 2, so I have a bit of reference. So really, ideally, let's just get rid of that for now. We're going to go from this fix to Quebec November 611, and then from there we're going to fly a right-hand circuit and attempt to kind of remain within inside that 4 mile mark to turn all the way back around onto the 2-3 center line. Now I could really, if I wanted to, put a 230 heading, so we have an extended center line, but there's already one there as far as the dash line goes. That's going to go out to the other way, so that wouldn't work. Why is... yeah, that's... forget I just did that, that's a bad idea. We're going to fly a visual circuit. It sounds a lot easier than it is probably going to be. Okay, so that's fine. Resetting MCP altitude very shortly. I'm going to drop it down to 7,700 feet. Drag required, apparently, even though we are bang on profile. Back to map mode for the moment. So here we go, starting the descent. Speed is good. Scenery is really nice, although I'm not convinced that you'll see much of it once we drop into the visibility. I may have to bridge the gap here. So from there, QN611, see, it wants to go 603 to runway 23, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to go from there to QN611. Let me see if it'll let me do that. There we go. That might work a little bit better. Why do we have... oh, air conditioning. That's probably just off scheduled descent. Yeah, it is. It's fine. Drag required after on Ardo. Or on Ardu. Okay, right turn here. Auto brake 3, and we're using flap 40, which is set here. The 130, let's update 131. The wind is pretty much calm, there's no real issue with the wind. But we'll add 5 knots on, just because. I've set Queenstown VOR on the left radio, 113.6, and on the right 113.6. Just again, just for backup really. I don't have a real reason why, because most of this is just visual. Just about to pass flight level, well actually not flight level, because the transition is 130, so we'll turn the turn off lights on, we'll turn fixed landing lights on for now. Now this should turn us onto a 256 heading. So we'll sync that. And what we'll do now is we'll start to employ some flaps. So we'll get rid of that for now. And we'll go flap 1. And I'm going to start to speed intervene so we can slow down in a relatively timely fashion. These mountains are so scary. I just have this god-awful feeling that we're going to disappear into an array of fog and not come out the other side. So I'll take flap 5 now. Flap 2, flap 5. Goes. Get a bit of speed brake out and go to level change. Now it's interesting, I've never programmed an RNAV approach as such in this thing, So it's not doing what I want it to do as far as showing me where we're meant to be as far as height goes. I'm not sure if that's something I've done wrong, but now I'm just eyeballing it with the banana descent marker thing. So it's telling us that at this rate of descent will be level just a little bit past the Queenstown VOR, which I'm good with at the moment, although I won't be soon if this visibility disappears. I'm going to actually drop the gear now and get a better rate of descent. Oh jeez, this is probably not going to end well. 603, still telling us that we're bang on profile, but that's not the case. Maybe it's because it's at or above. No, it's not at or above. It's just 4100 dead set. Minimums is 4100 as well, so we ideally need to be visual, which I think the visibility is playing a nice game with us today. Can we see? There's the runway down there, you see it? So let's zoom right in. We're just about to pass the Queenstown VOR here, so we should be okay actually. This might just work. I think the visibility is just cleared right up for us. Whew, thank God for that. So, we have good visual reference to the ground. I will take the autopilot out right now and fly this visually. Now the missed approach altitude is flight level 150, so I'll reset that now. 150. I'm just passing the Queenstown VOR now, so I'm going to start to reduce all the way back. Actually not that far. Let's actually that was a terrible idea. Let's go as far as flat 5 for now. Just decrease the rate of descent a little bit and getting rid of the flight director. There's minimums, we're all good. We can start the right hand turn now.
Caution, terrain.
We already knew that was going to happen because we're flying right towards a mountain. Bring the speed brakes back in. Minimums, it's good. Good visual. Arm the speed brakes now. We'll do flap 15. This is why I need a first officer. Doing everything in one go is actually quite difficult.
Terrain. Pull up.
Well,
Caution,
visual.
terrain.
It's not really a problem. Although maybe went a little bit too wide on that turn, but I could deal with that. I think what we should have done was turned a little bit later, oh sorry, a little bit earlier, because we've actually gone quite far out as far as where we are in relativity to the VOR. So that was probably a terrible idea. Right, we're going to bring flap. Actually, we'll just ditch all the flap now. And with that can come the speed. So, what were we? 131, do 5, so we'll do 136. And we're now climbing, which was always fun. We'll literally just follow this 4-mile arc around and just see where it takes us. There's a nice hill there, so maybe we want to go in between. Yeah, okay, I see what it wants us to do. There's a lake here, which is just here. You can just see it right in front of us, just down there. it wants us to fly around the back of that, which is exactly here where we're facing. So we got this bit right. Just seeing if I can see the runway. Nope. Not yet. We'll stick the landing lights on. We'll stick the ignition switches to continuous. Whew. This was one of my worst approaches, I think, today, to be honest with you. There's the runway over there. Unless it wants us to fly. No, it doesn't want us to fly over. There's no way it wants us to fly over this bit of mountain here, or bit of hill, whatever you want to call it. That looks about right. It does, it gives you a really long final. So I am assuming that this is exactly where we should be. I'm probably going to get told otherwise in the comments. I don't know why that's still on VS. So flight director up on that side.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Negative. We're all good. Fly around the side of this.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
There's the runway. 2 reds, 2 whites. Okay, so this is working out a little bit better than I anticipated, I'll be honest with you. The initial bit of the approach was absolutely rubbish. No doubt about that. It was absolutely terrible. But this bit is turning out to be quite pleasant. Round we go, a little bit high. But we can ditch that quite quickly. There we go. Back on profile now. Right, let's get rid of the auto throttle. High again. Speed's good. Now the altitude's even better. Water brake set. Speed brake on, landing gear, flap 40. We are good. Scenery is so beautiful. Braking action, thank you. $60 knots. Auto brake 3 did the job. Very nice. And now we can vacate here. Taxi to one of about 3 stands. So there you go, Queenstown, RNAV. Runway 23, whatever it's called. A bit of a botch job, I'm not going to lie. I did not feel comfortable with that initial bit of it. I don't know what was going on there. The altitudes were all out. The VNAV profile just didn't want to do anything. It was probably me. I mean, I probably screwed something up. I will go and seek advice from people that really do know what they're doing. I'm sure a lot of you will tell me in the comments, but I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, the last bit of the approach was quite fun, so there you go. Anyway, until next time, it has been fun. Take care, everyone, and I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.